Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a reading today, and this one is called My Immortal Love, a Love That Never Dies. So this is going to be based upon a soul connection that you feel with another, despite the challenges and the separation that you have experienced or are currently in. There is probably a separation or no contact. Just take what resonates for you, you guys. Get rid of anything that doesn't. But we're going to go deep into this connection. We're going to go into some of this reading here on this channel, and then the other half will be on the extended reading channel. So I will put that link down below, as well as everything that we're going to be going into here and over there. Also, what inspired me to do this reading today is because of a new deck that I just came out with called Love Never Dies. So this should be available later today or tomorrow, just depending on when it gets approved from the website, but I'll put the link down below. But it's kind of a gothic-y, vampire-y, kind of spooky vibe, and I thought it was perfect for this season, but it is messages from your counterpart. So that's just one of the cards, and I'll be using it here today so you guys could take a look at that. But yeah, all the decks I'll be using here today will be listed down below, and let's just go ahead and jump right into the messages, you guys. But before we get started, actually, I wanted to let you guys know that for the autumn equinox, which is like technically starting this evening, tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a special reading on my Treasure Trove Tarot channel, which is my second channel, and it's going to be specifically on the autumn equinox, and it's going to be just based on you, the individual, your own empowerment, and what you can expect for the autumn fall season. So I'd love for you guys to join me over there if you guys are into it. All right, let's take a look. So I have created this outline here today, and I've given each, numbered names. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is corpse. And this is about how did your person dig their own grave in this situation with you. So that's why it was specific when I said you probably had a falling out with this person. So how did they dig their own grave? What's the situation? Kind of like what went down. So this deck right here is called the Dark Light Oracle. Let's go ahead and get some oracle cards, and then we're going to clarify with tarot. So how did your person dig their own grave in this situation with you? Let's look at this energy. How did your person dig their own grave in this situation with you? Okay, what I'm getting here immediately is that when you came into their life, it was like a gift and a blessing. It was a real treasure. But unfortunately, they gave this treasure up. It's like they discarded what you gave them. It's like if you give someone a gift and they throw it away, you just feel like, wow. So what I'm seeing here is that they really dug their own grave because you brought a lot of blessings, a lot of light, a lot of amazing things to their life. And I just feel that when they destroyed that, or maybe you even got to a point where you just took it away, I feel like a lot of your person's blessings went away. It doesn't mean that you were the, the cause of all the blessings in their life, but this beautiful light that you brought in, definitely they noticed when you were no longer around. They noticed their light was not as bright, or their energy around them that you were bringing to the table was just no longer there. So I do feel like they missed this. So they kind of dug their own grave because they kind of trashed this. They ruined this. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards here and see. Let's clarify this gift energy here with how they dug their own grave. I'm also getting too that you brought some sort of energy to this person's life that motivated them. Like you were a real inspiration. So when you left or they discarded you, they weren't as amped up. They weren't as high. It's like they came off their high. You were a part of their high. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. All right, let's see what else. We have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is someone who's kind of hard. This is Aquarius energy, but this is someone who kind of went into a hardened state. So how they dug their own grave, I feel like they were on this high with you. They were plugged into this light. And so when you left, or when they, left you behind, I just kind of feel like their heart went into this hardened state where they just were sort of icing, like they were icing their heart, like icing it out, not not really in their heart space. So I feel like things got cold after you guys left is what I'm seeing here. And your person kind of dug their own grave. And I feel like, you coming into their life, it really represented maybe something that was different, something that was, that I feel like maybe this person kind of opened that treasure chest just a little bit, and they were peeking inside, and it was really exciting to them. And, maybe they were kind of like even reaching their hand in to take some of that treasure, but something happened and they declined this. They shut the box, they shut it down. And so because of this, they kind of went into their mode of survival, the only life that they know how to live, which is, wearing that armor, that hard exterior over themselves, not letting anyone in. So there's a lot of energy that's coming immediately from your person. So they ended up digging their own grave by shutting you out, by passing up on this gift and this offer that you were representing for them in their life. All right, let's see what else. Oh, wow. We have ghost. So to me, your energy did not leave. They were haunted after things ended between the two of you. So I feel like that is I don't want to use the word punishment, but I think this person may have thought that they were going to be able to move on and move past this connection, and they were not able to. The ghost of you ended up haunting them. The ghost of you is still around them even to this day. And I don't think your person was prepared for that. And so I feel like that's something where they almost feel like they're haunted, and it's some sort of karma. Because the King of Swords can be someone who gets really cold and harsh with their words. So they may have really cut you and hurt you with their words. And I feel like it came back to bite them in some way, like a ghost, feeling really bad about it later on, feeling like a thorn in the side later on to them with the things that they said or the things that they did or something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get another tarot card to clarify. Yeah, look at that. We have Justice. This is Libra's energy. So, we're literally, Libra's energy is right here. It's like, right that cusp time where we're going into this season. And I feel like your person takes you into this season currently and is still haunted by your memory. Some of you guys, autumn and fall, because we're literally like right on the cusp of it today. It's almost like this might be your season with this person. Now, it doesn't mean that like you had to have met this person or you guys ended things in the season, but there could be something specific about this season that's very special to your connection, or it causes your person to really reflect on you and this connection. This is a time of year where they really think about you a lot. Okay. So I kind of feel like it's another year, it's another season, and you're still with them. Your energy is still there. So it's like, I dug my own grave because of my actions. That's what justice is. Justice is karma. Justice is the decisions that we make. And I feel like the King of Swords definitely did make some decisions, said some words, but regrets them now because maybe it kind of put this connection in the grave. Maybe it really killed something between the two of you, even though we know that there's still something very much alive. It killed an opportunity for you guys to continue on. So I feel like they're carrying around that heaviness. They're carrying around that guilt. You're still a ghost that's in their memory, or a ghost from the past. I feel that still haunts this person. And I do feel like it's like on their shoulders, hanging over them, that they know that they need to either come back and clear something up with you. They need to communicate with you. They need to say something to you. They need to bring you that sword and communicate with you that sword of truth to balance something out. So this could be somebody that you've been in like silence with or no communication for quite some time. So it's like this connection is kind of hanging in the balance. It's hanging out in the universe somewhere. It's not resolved just yet. And they need to bring some sort of justice and order to this connection. I feel like you did not deserve whatever happened here. I almost feel like this gift energy is like this angel, okay? But then this angel kind of turns into this like, shadowy figure in this person's life. So at once you were very much this light energy, and now you're just like this memory. And I feel like this person also probably longs to balance things out with you. So that's also why it's coming up in this corpse energy of, like how they dug their own grave is now they have to dig themselves out of this grave with you, but they're going to have to drudge up this ghost. They're going to have to drudge up the past. They're going to have to, make some decisions that might be difficult for them in order to resolve this issue with you. So that's what we have so far. Let's go ahead and get another. We have water. Okay. To me, this is, there's still water flowing in this situation. Your person, it says what you feel. Your person actually has a lot of feelings still towards you. And I think that, maybe they may not have handled you a certain way if they knew that they were still going to feel so much towards you or so much depth still. The water still really run deep within this person when it comes to you and this connection. They still have a lot of emotions. And with the water, and of course the scene here, we've got the storm, we have the waves. I do feel like there's a lot of dark emotions too that run through this person. This could be guilt. This could be shame. This could just be what could have been. The ghost energy, like what could have been, what you guys once had, what was killed off, etc., what was buried long ago. I just feel like there's water that's still running here in this connection for, this person and you. Oh yeah, look at that, the Seven of Cups. So we have more water energy, but the Seven of Cups is daydreaming. I do feel like this person probably daydreams about you, dreams about you, fantasizes. Again, that energy of what could have been, the nostalgia here, it's here, and they're really reflecting. Because the moon to me is about reflection. They're reflecting on what they could have done differently with you. So I do feel like this person has a lot of regret for the choices that they made. The Seven of Cups can also be a person that wanted to keep their options open, or they had a lot of people around them, or they had a lot of things that they wanted to do. And so they chose those things instead of this connection. So I do feel like that's why they have some sort of guilt now, because they made a decision that didn't really do this connection a favor. They ended up losing you, or you walked away from them in the process. Okay, let's get one last one and then we're going to move on into the next. All right, let's get one last card here. We have spring 11. Everything that blossoms, I just keep getting this, what could have been. There was so much potential here with the spring energy, okay? There was so much potential. I also feel like your person felt like they had a lot of growing to do at the time. They still had a lot of life that they needed to live. And maybe they did. Maybe they were not ready for this kind of connection. Maybe they just felt like they were too young at the time, if that was a while ago. Maybe they felt like they had dreams that they wanted to accomplish. Nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like there were some choices that were made, and there was some words that may have been used that were kind of harsh. And so that made this very painful, I feel, for you, the viewer, the way that this person might have handled you or themselves. They might have even had an issue with being truthful and honest as well. Yeah, we have the Tower. I feel like wherever they went, wherever they moved towards after this connection, whether it was into another relationship or just, the single life or traveling or whatever they were building, it came crumbling down. It didn't last. That's that Tower's energy. They've actually experienced a major spiritual awakening. That number 11 to me is very powerful. They've experienced some major epiphanies, major spiritual shakedowns. They have been brought down to their spiritual knees. They're seeing life in a whole new way. They've experienced some sort of new revelations that maybe they would not have understood before. But I feel like whatever journey they went on after you, it has really opened their eyes in a whole new way. Okay. Everything that blossoms, I also feel like your person has really grown. They've really grown a lot. So, how did they dig their own grave? I feel like they weren't ready for you at that time. And so they made a lot of choices that I feel may have hurt you or made you feel like they didn't care. But as this person went forward with their life, you were still this memory that was with them, and whatever they were trying to build or whatever they thought was going to make them happy actually crumbled down and did not end up making them happy. So they lost you, and there is some sort of regret on, I wish I would have known them what I know now. I feel like they would have probably made different choices with the way that they handled this ending or this connection or like talking to you, if that makes sense. So that's how your person dug their own grave, certain actions, certain words they may have used. Now we're going to go into the Dagger's energy, which is what was the most painful part of this person losing you, okay? What was the most painful part of this person losing you for them? This right here is my Divine Feminine Ghosted deck. So let's see what the most painful part of losing you was for this person. Oh, see, this is a beautiful song from Tori Amos called China. Oh my gosh, it's so sad and melancholy. In your eyes, I saw a future together. If you haven't listened to the song, I highly recommend that you do. Because remember, I kept saying what could have been. And that's funny because that's actually a song from Tiffany in the 80s. You know, that 80s star, I think it was like, I Think We're Alone Now. I think she also sang this song. Which is what could have been so beautiful, what could have been so right. I think that's her. Anyways, that's what I'm getting here, is that your person actually saw some sort of future, okay? They looked into your eyes and saw something. But again, it's like China. It's like, you know, you have to be careful with China. China is very very valuable. You know, you want to hang on to it. Sometimes, you know, generation after generation, it's handed down. You know, your grandmother's China, that sort of thing. So there's something very delicate about this. And so I feel like even though time has gone on, and even though your person did not treat this delicately, I just feel like that's what kills them the most, is that they could have handled it so much differently. They could have been more delicate with your feelings, and unfortunately they were not. But they did see something, but they passed on it for some reason. So this is my Mystics Midnight Oracle. Let's see what else was the most painful part of losing you. It's kind of like I keep getting this message. If I would have known back then what I understand and know now, I wouldn't have done this. I would not have discarded you. I would not have downplayed how I felt. I would have made different choices. So to me, that's the biggest dagger for your person. We have Black Cat. What's interesting to me is that your person was a little bit superstitious, I feel. They had certain belief systems. They had certain belief systems about maybe, commitment, building a life with someone. There could have been something about you. We have the Black Cat. The Black Cat can be connected to, witchy women. And it doesn't mean that you're a witch. It just means like there could be something about you that's very different, very, you're very spiritual, very magical. You could like read tarot cards or something like myself, and sometimes other people might view that and say, gosh, that's really weird, that's evil or whatever. So there could have been something about you specifically where it's like they saw something that maybe their family or their friends didn't see. Maybe they felt like, I just drawn to you, but also unsure if you fit in their life. So that's coming up as well. But I just feel like as they've grown, they're stepping more into not worrying so much about what other people might think. So that's some sort of an element that's coming through. Kind of like the most painful part is that you actually were not flawed. It was a lot of their flaws that created the demise here, is what I'm getting. Okay. This is my Mystics Midnight Tarot deck. Yeah, they were in such a toss-up. The Two of Demons is the Two of Swords, indecision. They were just like at this constant stalemate crossroads with this connection in the past. And I just got a little glimpse that it had something to do with what other people were saying to them, okay? because that superstition means I'm superstitious. I'm not sure, I'm a little leery. This is foreign to me. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out or how this fits. Okay. But remember, you were that treasure box. This person opened it. They liked what they saw and they were putting their hand into it, but then they pulled back. So this could have been a short-lived connection, but it's been a long-term, it's been a long-term connection on a soul level, in separation. So that's also something specific that's coming through. This may have been very short-lived, but it was powerful enough to create a lasting impression on the both of you, okay? But what was the most painful part of losing you? Your person's indecision, your person not being solid with what they wanted and owning it, okay? And not basically taking an opportunity to build a future with you. What I'm getting here is they almost feel like their luck, I'm also getting too, they might even feel cursed. They feel a little cursed because they did something or said something about you and maybe you found out. And so maybe they almost on some level feel like you cursed them because they're now haunted by your memory. I am getting that for some of you, not all of you. I just have to tell you what's coming to me, and that's what I'm being told. So that's kind of interesting. But they just feel the most painful part is that they just couldn't make up their mind and that they weren't settled enough to build something solid with you. Yeah. We have Colors, Waking Every Moment, But It's Not With You. This is a song by Halsey. It's a very, very cool song. So what I'm getting here is that, this person obviously, put one foot in front of the other and still continued on with their life and had experiences. But what I'm getting here is that every morning they woke up and it wasn't with you. So maybe they tried other like colors in the coloring box. It's like there's so many crayons. They're so beautiful. And each color is so different and vibrant. And so even though they tried other crayons in the box, no one was like you. That's what I'm getting here. No one was like you. So, the most painful part is that they were no longer waking up with you. They were either waking up by themselves or they were with someone that wasn't you and they weren't like you and they never were going to be. Okay? Because to me, this like witchy woman that you're coming across, even though you might not be witchy, but you're very unique. You're very unique. You're one of a kind. And this person is not able to connect with someone else in that way that they connected with you. We have Voodoo Doll. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Imitation, mimic, copycat. No one is like you. It's like just imitations. They may have actually tried to, when you fall in love with someone and there's specific traits that they have and you meet someone and you're just like, wow, that person looks like my ex, or this person reminds me so much of someone that you're not over or something. I feel like this individual actually maybe dated other people after you that kind of had similar traits to you, looked like you a little bit on the outside, like maybe same color hair, eyes, or something like that, but it wasn't you. So they still missed you when they woke up with that person. So that was a painful part, is that they could not replace you. It was very painful for this person to have that realization that there was no one like you. Yep. Four of Demons is the Four of Swords. There is something about being in bed, sleeping perhaps with other people. I'm not trying to trigger anyone. That might not be the case for everyone. But if your person laid in bed with other people, they really, really felt the disconnect. They really felt like they wanted to restore what they lost with you. It made them miss you like frickin' crazy, is what I'm getting here, because it wasn't like it was with you. And that could be anything that's happening in a bedroom. Nothing was like you. And sometimes you're with someone else and it makes it worse. It's reminding me of that movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, Robin Givens, and Halle Berry. Oh my gosh. Like, he's so in love with Robin Givens the entire movie. Okay? and then she breaks his heart, so he kind of gets something going with Holly Berry, and she's, really romantic and really sweet, and she loves him, and she's kind and she's giving. And then all of a sudden, Robin Givens starts giving him some sort of attention again. So he kind of goes back, but he hides it. And so the next morning he comes home, and Holly Berry's like, basically, stay out of my, life, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And so he goes back to Robin Givens, but as he's with her and as he's like about ready to, with her, he's just like, I can't do this. I'm thinking of someone else. And he realizes he's in love with Holly Berry. That is what I'm getting for your person. They've actually had that experience, and it was very painful for them, because I don't think that they would have done what they did had they known that they were going to miss you like freaking crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So a lot of mental energy with those swords too. Your person has you on their brain, in their head. Oh my gosh, and we have apologize. It's too late to apologize. What did this person do? Okay. I don't know what your story is. You may have removed yourself from this person's life very dramatically by moving away, cutting off all contact, blocking them, social media, something like that. And so you made it evidently clear to this person that it was too late. They may have never even apologized to you. They may have waited too long as well. So they could have had this realization and waking up moment after, a long time after your separation. But it's when they wake up, they realize maybe it's just too late to apologize. Would you want to hear from me? Everybody has to make their own decisions. There's no wrong or right way to go about anything. It's just where people are at on a soul level. So I just feel like maybe your person has woken up a time or two and has thought, gosh, you know what? As much as I want to restore this, is it too late? Oh, we have voodoo priest, voodoo doll, and voodoo priest. I am getting for some of you guys that this person has had that thought, not seriously thinking that you've done something, but they almost feel like they're under a spell. They do. They feel like they're under a spell. You're the voodoo priest with the voodoo doll. Okay. And that might be because they did something pretty terrible to you. Maybe they lied to you. Maybe they cheated on you. Maybe you found something out. And so it's almost like this person feels like, I deserve it if you've cursed me. I deserve it if I have a voodoo doll on me. I may not be able to perform with other people. And they think to themselves, you probably put a curse on me and I deserve it. I'm not getting that this person actually thinks that literally, but it's you have a thought oh, I guess that's my karma, for doing that. It's that kind of a passing thought, but it's funny because it is showing up here. They actually think that you've got some sort of special hold on them because it doesn't make sense to them that they're this affected, that they try to be with other people and they can't. It's no good. So I'm getting that song from Depeche Mode. It's no good. It's just so funny. I'm sorry I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just funny to me because it's coming out so clear in the cards. This has been very painful for your person because they can't. I'm sorry, but they can't really enjoy themselves until they clear this up with you or something. We have the King of Blood, the King of Cups here. That's Scorpio's energy. So your person still has a lot of cup of love for you, even in death. Scorpio's energy. I do also feel like your person's transformed and they've changed a lot too. And so they might want to summon you up and conjure you up in their life again. And they feel like you're coming up in their energy field quite a bit. But every single time that they get this feeling of they just want to pour their soul out for you, it says soulful. They just want to pour their soul out to you. They just want to come to you with this cup of love. They are afraid because it's I know I need to come through and apologize, but is it too late? So they've got a lot of fear around, is it too late? So this could be a person that really has not, time has not been on their side. Time has not been on your side in this connection. This may be a type of separation that's been a very long time, years. Okay. So it's almost like I can't believe after all this time that I still feel so connected and affected by this connection. That's what I have. So now we're going to go into Phantom. So how is your spirit still lingering around in their energy field right now? I mean, I know it's around this person, but let's get some specifics, okay? How is your person, or how is your energy? How is your energy, the phantom? How are you a phantom still lingering around in your person's energy field? Let's look at this. This right here is the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle. Oh my gosh, you're in the night. Wow, you really come to this person in the night. We've got bats. You know what's so interesting? I had a dream about 2 bats last night. And they were baby bats though. And I was with my daughter Kayla. And I don't know, I was like hiding underneath this veil, and I saw these 2 baby bats, and I was yelling to my daughter across the way, and we were outside, and I said, oh my gosh, look at the baby bats. And it was just so weird. Anyways, there's the bats. So I feel like your person, how your energy is around them, what you're thinking is surrounding this person. It's actually coming to them through their thoughts, their intuition, downloads, telepathy, also in their dreams. That's how your energy. So it's definitely very potent at night, especially, okay? Especially at night. All right, let's see how else. We have Angel Rose. You know what? I did get that message that with the treasure chest, the gift, the blessing, that you're like an angel to this person. You know, they may have called you that, right? But you can see here, this angel, she's, you know, this is more of a Gothic-y deck, so of course she's going to look darker. But it's like, you know, when they first participated with your energy, you were very kind and giving, and it doesn't mean you're no longer that person, but it's almost like they have burnt you to a crisp with their behavior or their treatment of you, and so now you're coming through as maybe angry at them, you know, having some sort of hatred towards them. So they have this fear that you either have issues with them now, will never trust them again, or that you have a bitter taste in your mouth because of what they've done or what they've said to you in the past. So your energy is around them, but it's kind of like it's not this energy that's blessing their life. It's coming through more as like a haunting, like the ghost. And the rose, of course, is beauty. We also have a fall leaf, so I do feel like there's something about fall and autumn where they feel your energy stronger around this season. Oh, wow, we have the Eternal Bond card. I feel like that came up in a reading the other day. Or maybe it was one I was doing on my own. But I've seen this card just recently. Eternal Bond. Oh, man. First of all, the unicorns are about fantasy. You do come up in this person's fantasies. They fantasize a lot about you. They do still feel eternally bonded to you. It's interesting because we have, you know, my immortal love. It's like a bond, right? It's a bond that never goes away. It feels eternal. It feels like you're always going to love this person. And that's how your person is feeling your energy. They feel this eternal connection with you. They feel this eternal bond with you. And they also fantasize about everything that could be. Yeah. What could be? All right, let's go into my Love Never Dies Oracle and see what else, how else is your energy still lingering around them? We have Wanderer. Ooh, lost on a road of misery. What I'm getting here is that when your person is either driving or when they're, you know, just feeling kind of alone and wandering around, you know, just kind of feeling lost, that they also feel your energy with them. So when they're alone, when they're feeling lost, when they're just kind of like wandering around, trying to find themselves, trying to figure things out, you're with this person. Almost like a navigator. So your spirit helps to navigate them in certain directions, maybe to make different choices. So if they made shitty decisions with you, it's kind of like they have you in the back of their mind to not do that to someone else. So in a way, you kind of help this person to make better choices. We have Vineyard. You're sweeter than red wine, so there ain't nothing that's sweeter than you, I'll tell you that right now. It's a specific type of taste. There is a specific type of energy that they only get and taste when they're with you. And of course, we know wine, right? Even as, with the age, like the age of the wine, it makes it finer. So even with time, they still have this sweet, this craving for the sweet taste once again. Okay? It's like your vineyard is that one that provides that specific wine. And it's very unique, one of a kind. So you're around them. It could be also too like vineyard when you're when they're outdoors, maybe wandering around outdoors. Your spirit is with them. So maybe they take some night walks, some nights under the stars. You're with them. When they look up at the moon at night, you're with them. They feel your energy. And we have Grimoire. Wow. Our story is written in the stars. And I just was talking about how they look up at the stars. That's it. So when your person is looking up at the stars at night, so you're really with them a lot at night. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're not with them in the daytime, but this person is really connecting with you at night, especially when they're looking up at the stars. Okay. And they feel like your story, like your star-crossed lovers. There's something very specific and unique about your connection. There could be some sort of a reason why you guys can't be together right now. There could be something that's in the way. So that's something that's also just very interesting and unique too. There it is. Phantom. Holy smokes. So we're on Phantom's energy right now and it's coming through. Your presence still lingers here. Oh my God. That's crazy. So this just confirms for us, you guys, that you are a phantom in the night for this person. Your energy is with them. Your presence still lingers in their life very heavily. You're very heavily still with this person. Let's get one more and then we're going to get some tarot cards. Ooh, and they feel like a prisoner. So this is a song. Oh, who sings it? Who sings it? I'm pretty sure I have it on one of my playlists. Let's see. What is the playlist? Prisoner, and it is from Raphael Lake, Prisoner. That's what I'm getting. They feel like you have a hold on them. They feel like they're in some sort of a prison. They feel like they're under some sort of spell. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go into this deck here, which is called the Tarot of Vampires. Let's see how else your energy is with this person. They do feel shackled to you, bonded to you. And it can be dark, though, sometimes for your person. Oh, gosh. Wow, we have the Lovers. That's definitely some, a deep soul bond going on here with the Lover's energy. Okay. This is also about choices too, like the choices that we've made, right? The choices that we've made. It's funny. I was actually just watching moths on TikTok yesterday and just how beautiful these creatures are. And I was like, oh, I'd love to raise moths. What am I doing? Freaking Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. So this moth here is interesting to me. It's interesting to me because a lot of things are coming to me and then I'm seeing them in my readings. But yeah, that moth, of course, can be about transformation, death, transformation. So even in death, this person still feels very bonded to you, very connected to you. Your energy's with them all the time. The choices that they make, you're influencing their choices. Oh, yep, they feel like a prisoner. That's what to me, that's that Four of Wands energy. They feel very sunk down into this connection. Okay. The scepters are wands. So it is the Four of Wands card, but to me, it's like they feel very grounded in this energy. They feel like this sense of belonging here. Like this is where they want to be. They want to be in your energy. They feel your energy with them. It's like a part of their foundation. You're a part of their life, even if you're just a phantom and a ghost. The Prince of Grails, you guys, is the King of Cups. So this is the second time that the King of Cups is coming through. So your energy is around them and they participate with it. And I feel like what they're doing is they're actually talking about their feelings to you telepathically. Because you're not in front of them, they're talking to you. Okay? They're talking to you in a very loving way. They're telling you things that they didn't tell you before. They're bearing their soul to you, to this ghost. And we have the sun, okay? The sun's energy. It's like you can see here, they're like basking in the glory of the sun and the light, right? This demon here, it's like, coming into the light, the angel, the lightness in the dark. I'm just getting here that you bring this light to them. You bring this treasure to them. And even though some of that light has left because you're, physically gone from their life, they still try to connect with your energy and feel the light of your energy around them. So I feel like it can be dark sometimes, but then light other times. It just kind of depends. It depends on where they're at also with themselves. So sometimes there's dark days with your energy and there are light days with your energy. Let's get one more. Six of Skulls. So the Six of Skulls, you guys, I believe is the Six of Pentacles. I feel also too that I'm sorry, I just have to say this. I feel like the way that your person connects with your energy, they connect with you in a physical way. You're not physically there, okay? Use your imagination. Your person is connecting with you physically in some way. They're connecting to you, and the Lovers and the Sun energy is very powerful. They get some sort of high connecting with your energy in a physically pleasurable way. That's all I'm going to say. So, and they feel bonded to you. So this is just something that they do. It's like you guys are having some sort of like 5D psychic kind of love affair that's taking place in an energy or in another realm, and this person is very affected by it. Maybe you feel it too. Maybe you're sending this to this person and they're picking up on it. It's very strong. Okay, it's very strong. And the Lovers and the Four of Wands can indicate, counterpart energy. And that might be the reason that you guys are still feeling each other's energy, because there is something that is unfinished between the two of you in this lifetime. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we are going to go ahead and take this over to the extended. If you'd like to join me over there, we're going to go into what draws your person to you the most. So a hypnotized energy. We're going to go into that grimoire, which is what is written in the stars for your connection. We're going to go into the huntsman, which is how is your person planning to come towards you in the future. And beloved, words your person longs to say to you right now. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, please join me over there. The link will be down in the description box down below. And thank you guys so much for joining me here today and watching this video. All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye.